I've been there. So
I will tell you, the Swiss are made to make some chocolate and some watches and let their cows playing around, making this beautiful clock noise. And they are caring very good about the money.
I'm in Lugano, so it is the money, the bank.
I will tell you something maybe our friends in the other countries didn't hear about. If you can hear me clearly. A few months before, one of the parliament member come and said, we have enough money, we should give everyone $2,500 a month, is a franc, just like extra, with no, apart from what they are making of money, it's just like from the government support, $2,500 for each person, because they have enough money to make this.
No audio.
They refused because of the competition. People will be lazy, and I was thinking if they will make the same system in Egypt, if the government would say we will give you $1 per month, everyone will be happy. So it is refusing to be having more comfort because they have it comfort enough. Is it not teasing?
The Swiss are very
Because yes, I have for taking this extra salaries. It will be not bad for my bank account. But anyway, it's better we work.
I thought it was the minimum wage, not the extra.
Now, I mean, if you are making your income, I have heard that this will not be to cover the minimum. The minimum is not 2.5. The minimum is 3 and 3,200 anyway. Otherwise, we get money from the so 2.5. It's on the top of that. I have to stop from now to next coming hours. The cafe and the tea, so you will be ready for the measurement. Yeah. You still have 3 minutes to finish your snacks. Okay. It is 3 minutes because you didn't invite us. If you will invite us, we'll give you more time. All right. We have Jai here also, back. Krasimos is still somewhere. He is here. See you. You see, we have missed you. Good. So any questions until my last few colleagues in the classroom back? Any questions, any concerns from your experience with the camera so far? Yeah? All right. I will agree with Maria for an extra follow-up session online for about 2 hours, and we will be happy if you are able to participate, but we will consider, because it's just 2 hours, the people in Canada and the US not to be too early. It should be also convenient and for the rest of the nationalities. Who is coming theoretically to an extra session? It is free of charge. Just you present, you ask your questions, share your experiences, and it's like a follow-up, just not to feel after the course that you maybe need something later and you don't have reference. It's including also the participants in the classroom, in case they wish. We'll settle up possibilities, and then we will inform you, plus also the set of the slides. Who want the sets of the slides? To give them as a like a reference, remind you with what we have told. All right. So the rest of the, so I would say, as in terms of respect to the participants online, I will start now. Yes, who is late is late. All right, I will proceed. Are you ready? Our team online. Very good. So we finished this exercise, and the last remarks and notes I was telling you is that you may have finger client which is producing more than one mistake in the same time. So his finger could be too much on the side and too much on the side and very low and twisted more than 30 degrees and not exactly the tip, and his fingernail is still there. You can find many remarks on one finger. You will discover it and you will be done explaining to him all the mistakes. But try to use words instead of mistake and problems. Just tell him it is not correct enough and show him and explain to him how it will be corrected. So then, I will jump to the next slide. And the next slide is examination procedure. Here we make the examination. When you examine a client or patients, you examine him or her in a standing position. The energy flow is more natural when you are standing or we are completely lying on bed or something. So it will be in standing position in your praxis. What we are starting with when we measure, we make a measurement without the filter, and then we make a measurement with the filter. The difference is, like you maybe remember, that without the filter, just empty, no filters, you have the physical condition, including the emotional and mental, means the psychology with the physiology. And when you put a filter in, then you will isolate the psychological interaction and effect, and you will have only physical one. Then a third measurement will be, again, like the first one. It means, again, without filter. But before you do this third one, without filter, you will be asking him or her to make an exercise. What kind of exercise? Definitely not jogging for 5 kilometers, but just if he's a man, he can make push-ups. And I hope you know what I mean with push-ups on the floor and the classic killing exercise you have heard and seen before. Yes? You know the push-ups? Sorry, there is a note that women do push-ups. Someone suggesting. No, I would say women maybe will make squat, which is standing, sitting, standing, sitting. This is pressure on the legs, standing and sitting. All right? I hope. How many times? Monique, was you asking?
Yeah, but wouldn't this choice depend on how well trained someone is, be it a man or a woman, and you would rather adjust what you ask them to do the activity according to their condition?
I hear some words not clear. Maria, can you tell them that we started, please? You guys.
Wouldn't
Yes,
it be
Monique,
an
can you
option-
please repeat? Because I try to...
Wouldn't it be an option to make a decision to make someone do either squat or
To make
push-up?
some what?
The choice to do
Yes.
either the squat or the push-up. Make
Yes.
it depend on how well trained someone is. If I have not an unconditioned male and a very well trained woman, then I would have difficulty in how you suggest to make the choice to do either push-up or...
I will answer this. The question she was saying, if a not trained man and well-trained woman, what is the best to do? In the first position, the exercise to be maintained, it is only for people able to, it means if you have an old man, 70 years old, you will not make the measurement after exercise at all, because you will not make measurements. We will not make, sorry, you will not make exercise. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Normally, the push-ups are more for normal and average fit and healthy or appear to be healthy males, and an average for women. But I will tell you about the difficulty of the exercise. If you think the push-ups are more difficult than the squats, it depends here not only on the kind of training, it depends on how many times.
Yes.
And our criteria here is to let them make so many times until they are really out of breath, we say. And that's why you have, if you see these two pictures of down right there, you see the slide.
Yes, yes.
With us. If you have someone like the guy on the left side, he will not make just 20 times. He needs to be aware that he will make much, much more until with his health state, with his condition, he will be out of breath. Because we want to reach something I will explain to you now. And if you have a female, we are not on purpose much more gentle with ladies than men. It depends on their health condition. And maybe it is a bit embarrassing for a lady in a practice of a man to make push-ups lying in front of him on the floor. This could be not the most convenient position for a lady. But for a man, it's okay. For a woman, she is less embarrassed if she was standing and sitting. Yeah, this is one point. But if the lady, if like this athletic lady on that side, she needs to do for sure much more, many times, much more squats, or if she prefers push-ups, fine, until she with her condition out of breath. Because what we want to reach with the state after the exercise is that what the microorganism is trying to hide and cover of weak points of the system to be uncovered. Because by putting the client in the position that he is facing a situation where it is in need for more energy to give, here the small amount of energy, the weak amount of energy, the microorganism trying to distribute it right and left to compensate weaknesses, we put this microorganism between two difficult choices, and he will choose to give the energy for the exercise, and you will see what he is trying to cover all the time, trying to compensate. Because when the system having low energy, the system is also a wise system. He wants to make the best out of it. He is giving a few pounds, a few dollars to this child, a few dollars to that child, a few dollars to that child, because it's a poor father, right? If the father is visited at home with 4 or 5 friends, they invited themselves to him, he will give each child less money to have some safe money he can spend on the invitation, because he got all of the sudden an invitation. The exercise is all of the sudden invitation to a poor family where they will reorganize their poor sources. These poor sources will make us see where are the weak spaces, where are the weak organs, the weak areas of energy. Not to be deceived by this wise adaptation mechanism of your microorganism. Any questions? They did not hear how long we have, I think, the online. The
thing is that they put their just before July.
very late. Okay, I have them in the hotel. I can tell them in the evening, but I don't want to be online to be waiting. That's it. I hope you can see. I will share pictures again. Can you see? I don't know. I need to go out of the stop sharing, and then can you see this plastic bag? In this plastic bag, you have 100 of the filters, the polyethylene filters. It's very, very slight ones, very, very thin, very, very thin ones. Can you see something? So to the colleagues didn't receive the filters yet, when you have them, they look like this. When you choose one to put it in your camera, take care that you don't take 4 or 5 together because they are very thin. Yeah, check that you on one side have just one, on the other side don't waste many filters on just one measurement. Okay, any questions? All right, I see you with no, so then difference again between with filter and without filter, I have explained to you, and that's why we make without filter the measurement, and then we repeat with filter to see the difference. Through the difference implementation of this on the diagrams, we see in the diagrams how the differences are, so we can see and imagine how much influence this psychological state of our patient on his physiology. We can show him and see your psychological state is causing this difference between these images in the filter measurement and these images without filter. And for other reasons, I will tell you later. And the reason for without filter measurement after exercise is to check the weak points was or were hidden by the microorganism adaptation mechanism. Small points, when you measure kids or young people or older people, the measurements for kids will show, if you make many measurements, there is bigger variation, bigger differences. Sometimes up, sometimes down. The teenies, still big differences. As older as we, should differences be less. It is like the feeling of time of a child and an adult. 1 hour for a child is so long, like 3 hours for an adult. So that's why very, very small kids, in 1 minute laughing, next minute crying, because this minute was a long time, they experienced a lot of things more than us. So don't wonder if your child 5 minutes was laughing and the next was crying, because for him this is like 1 hour and the next hour. To have understanding for this. Difference between 2 measurements without filter, I mean the same technique, 2 measurements, both without filter, should not exceed the 10% differences. If it's not exceeding 10% differences, it means that it's a healthy signal apart from how the diagrams looks like. If the diagrams looks lousy, very bad, And no, another point that when you make another without filter measurement a little bit later, there is another lousy diagrams, but also different in how they looks like. This is another signal that the health state of this person is not so good. Okay, if 10% between two measurements both without filter, what is the percent between two measurements with filter? It's for sure less. It's not just 5%, because when you do with filter, you are checking the physiology, not the psychology, and physiology seems to be more stable than the psychology, like we already explained a little bit yesterday, if you still remember. When you measure someone after the exercise, the sequence will be as follows. You will be asking him or her to make the exercise until they cannot make any more. They come back, they sit on the chair for like 30 seconds just to be a bit relaxed. After 30 seconds, they stand up and start cooperate with you to make the measurements. So not directly after the measurement, not directly after the exercise, give him seconds, like 30 seconds, and don't let him finish exercise and come and he's still as if he didn't do anything. Because if he did just 10 times and he is really able to make 30, 40, then his microorganism is still not obliged to show us his weaknesses. We have to push him to certain limits, for sure, with the consideration that this patient is not suffering from chronic disease, very old, pregnant woman, and so on. You have your senses to evaluate, and by asking also to decide and take safety first. Safe when you suspect, don't make exercise. All right? So, I would like to make today an exercise, a practical one, which is the one we want to do without filter and with filter as a second exercise today. It's very important to get more confident in how to measure someone. Now you have the background about calibration, and you have the background. I will tell you what you have missed in the evening, so don't worry, because we are together in the hotel, just not to let the others waiting. Our dear friends in the classroom, they came a little bit late, but I know the reason, because the restaurant was serving everything later than expected. Otherwise, they are very, very optimal students. I'm very happy with them, as I'm happy with you. So, good.
Hashim, I have a question.
Sure, Jim, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I have a question. When you say that when we do with filter and without filter, it should be within 10% difference?
I will explain this once again.
Okay, because I was wondering how we would measure that.
Now, I will tell you.
Okay.
This 10% difference is not between with filter and without filter. The 10% difference, if you, in another day, not what we will gonna do today, want to make for some of your friends or patients 2-3 times measurements all without filter. This is a difference between without filter and without filter measurements. And the 5% is a difference between with filter and with filter measurements. Yes? This is the first point. The second point, you are asking about how I can see this 10%, right? The 10% here is in some diagrams, approximately, and some diagrams you can see them. How? I will explain to you more. If you are making 2 measurements without filter, with some minutes or 10 minutes in between, 30 minutes in between, and you see in front of you the 10 diagrams from the first measurement without filter and the other 10 diagrams in front of you again without filter. You can compare them. There is a mechanism, a technique, a point, an option to compare both of them in front of you. If you didn't see this, we will show you this later. But when you put the two diagrams of the first and the second measurements, if this diagram, Jim, for example, is a diagram of analysis. In analysis diagram, let me try to come back, or I will come here to share with you one of these. If you can see this one now. I want to go to the next. So can you see this diagram? Share it again. Can you see this diagram? This is the diagram of analysis. Okay? Whether you see them separately like this and you check by yourself the first parameter on the top, which is emotional pressure, which is a stress. Here is 2.28, right? In another measurement, the second one you are doing, you look to the same diagram, the same parameter, it is 2.09. So you can see this is slightly less than 10%. But if one is 2.10 and the third one is 4, or any other number which seems to be much more than 10%, this is a 10%, more than 10%, right? If you look to the other information by the other part of the diagram, the energy, one time is 46.16, right? And the other one is 63.1, it's less than 10%. This is to calculate in some diagrams. If you look to the chakras, this looks different. There is also figures and numbers up there. Look, chakras alignment, 76%. The other measurement, 93%. Here I come to a very important point. The differences of 10% or 5%, it is between bad and bad. If the case is already bad, bad measurement, bad energy, low energy, too high energy, too low energy, someone who is not, seems to be healthful, but someone is improving, it's fine. The improvement is okay when it's 50% improvement, so don't be worried. Try an assert measurement, again without filter, to confirm that the second measurement was not mistaken, but he is now healthier, in case you are giving him any treatment in between, all right? But if he is a sick one or stressed one, very bad diagrams, and his bad diagrams switching from bad in a way to also bad in another way, but he is within the bad range, but not the same characteristics of the bad range, but it is bad, then you have to add it into your consideration that he is not only having bad energy characteristic, but he has bad energy characteristic which is changing. When it's changing, it is a reflection of unstable psychological state. He is sad, he is angry. He is angry, he is sad, he is depressed. It is all bad. But because they are different feelings, these different feelings have an impact on different organs, changing the figures. And this 10 and 5% of them, it's all general informations for you, but you will not make evaluation according to this only. It is just one additional coin in your pocket. Is it clear, Jim? Bad and bad, we are not talking about improvement, because in improving his health, we wish to have 30% improvement. So it is not negative. Negative if he's bad and changing to be bad, but with different details, whether with or without filter, whether 10 or the 5%. Okay, other question?
Why do we only do one scan with the filter?
Bob is talking, right? Again,
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
Yes. Why do we only do one scan with the filter instead of two?
You mean with the filter?
Correct. You have us doing two scans without.
Bob is catching a very important question. It's smart because when we make without filter, we said without filter, without exercise, yes? But when we make with filter, we don't make another one after exercise with filter. Is it your question? The answer is that when you make exercise, any exercise you will do, it will not affect your physiology. Your physiology is more stable. And this 20, 30, 40 times push-ups will not change much the physiology. So if you will do it or not, another one, extra one with filter after exercise, you will not recognize a lot because the physiological state is more stable. The hesitating, irritating state is the psychology. And that's why when you make two measurements without filter, where the psychology involved with the physiology, this irritating changing factor, which is the psychology, due to the exercise, will show you difference. In case he is not psychologically stable and he is not having enough reserve energy, if he is running on low fuel. If he's running on low fuel and the psychology is anyway very sensitive, after the exercise, you expect to see difference by the second without filter measurement after the exercise. But you don't have this conditions when you were talking about measuring, excluding the psychology, using the filter. So the second one, it will be for you a waste of time. This answering your question?
Yes, thanks.
Good. So I will use the time in between from now until we reach this approximately 1 hour and a half in sharing with you some more theoretical information. We come to the time where it is proper to make the measurements. So I come back to my slides. This slide number 60 was planned to be the practice examination, and there is a small note on the bottom of it which is clean the image in black and white. When you take the finger measurements, whether with filter, without filter, just imagine you are making a measurement, you took the 10 fingers. You have in front of you the 10 fingers. And because you are now expert in not to be cheated by your client having a correct finger position, you will check this. You have clear, correct 10 pictures of the 10 fingers. Before you send them to be analyzed, before you press the blue button, analyze, open each picture by clicking on the pen on the top of the picture of each finger. Can you see? You could recognize this pen. I will try to show you. But if this is before analyzing, can you see the cursor? Can you see this? Is it shared with you? Here, where the cursor, there is normally a pen. On this. Before you analyze, press on the pen of each picture, open it, you will find the colors black and white. Look around and you erase the light. If there is some lights, you will see it before you press on the pen. So the light, you will see it. If you remember how it looks like in one of the mistakes, it was a lot of light in the low area of the picture. One of the mistakes you had to discover light, extra light from outside, not from the finger. If you see some light still, open the picture clean it, erase it, save it, and then send the picture to be analyzed. Any questions?
I had one more question, Hesham.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. So you're saying that the extra physical energy can mask the emotional instability.
The emotions are affecting all the time.
So, because what you're saying is that was an interesting question that Bob, what your answer for Bob was that that with the filter, we don't need to take another measurement because the physical is not, it's almost like counterintuitive, right? Like you're doing a physical load, but that's not to show up the physical. It actually shows up the emotional instability.
When I make with filter, I see the physical condition without the momentum, variable, changeable, psychological effect. And the word momentum is explaining your question, because in the moment, if you made a measurement at 3 o'clock, 35 minutes, exactly, you are taking at this time of 3 o'clock, 35 minutes, his physiological state with the effect of his psychology at this moment.
Right.
This is when you do without filter. You put 45 minutes. At this moment, at this exact moment, you take the result of his physiology without a permanent pushing through the psychology only in that moment.
Right.
But even the physiology you are tracking with the filter, although you took the psychology out of it in this moment when you press scan, but there is accumulated psychological effect came from the last minutes and days and months led to this physiological condition.
Okay.
There is a long-term psychological effect on the physiology, and this I cannot exclude. But I am trying to exclude the variable, momentum, variable, changeable psychological impact on the physiology in the moment where I scan with the filter.
Right.
Because by putting a filter, all the damages happen to your body because of your psychology if you are sad since 6 months.
Yeah.
If I'm putting a filter, I will not cancel the damage happened to your body. But I'm just canceling the noise coming from the psychology to the physiology in that single moment. So you can see something very interesting. You can see how you could change your physiological state theoretically if you will improve your psychology. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
You can tell your client, dear Mr. X, you have explained to me that you went through sadness and sorrows last months due to what happened. And this had impact on your body, your physiology. But let us have a look if you theoretically in this moment of 3 o'clock 45 minutes, if you will be without this bag full of sadness, how your physiology will continue to be from this moment to the future. This will enhance him to care about his psychology to come back to a better physiological condition. He's telling you the truth about this moment, but because in reality, apart from that you are making the measurement, in reality, in the same moment where you make the measurement, internally, he is damaging his physiology because his feelings continuing. But I want to take, I want to sneak with my eyes looking inside how this physiology would be without his pressure he is making on himself. It is the truth about this moment, not excluding the accumulated impact through previous months of pressure, psychological one. This psychological one brought him to a certain condition physiologically, and this certain condition, it is there, but you will see how it should be from now on till the future if he decided in this moment to turn to be a titanium cylinder or to fix his problems, his psychological problems. I will show you all of you something I consider it very interesting. You have done, all of you, many measurements, right? 10, 5, 20, 50. Tell me, Jim, how many measurements approximately you have done?
Probably 7, 8.
Okay. And Bob, how many?
Today or all time?
Okay. Who did tens of measurements so far? Tens, 20, 30 measurements, just by coincidence. Who did finished tens of measurements? Still nobody. But I will tell you something. There is, have you ever seen a measurement with, you remember the balance diagram, this one, with 26 columns? Yes?
Yeah.
Some people have 10, 15, 20, 5, 3, whatever, yes? But there is always non-balanced areas.
Yeah.
The top ones are the non-balanced areas. When there is specific difference, there is then darker colors, which mean these areas are not balanced, okay? Good. What I would try to show you, do you see this? Do you see this? This is not a titanium. This is a human being reached to be balanced in all areas. Have you ever seen this? It's a secret. I will reveal. I want to tell you, and I want you never ever, and I repeat, never ever to forget this, that for people thinking they cannot improve their health, they are mistaken. This is not a titanium. This is a human being. Could be so balanced that 26 areas were balanced, as if he is a titanium cylinder, just to show you how capable you are. I will tell you, if I am allowed to tell you the words you write in the description. This is, by the way, this is a measurement without filter. Even the whole psychological impact is in, and it's without filter. I always forget how to get all the pictures here in the system. Yes. Ah, here I stopped sharing. So this is not with filter, where there is no psychology, so it would be more possible. This was even without filter. And the condition led to this. It was exactly that. What is written here? After the last prayer, calling the divine name while scanning. I'm not a priester, but I am comparing this with science. It's just time after prayer, and while putting the finger, feeling the prayer still, because the prayer is a feeling. When you feel, you are praying. When you feel particular positive, you are praying. And calling the name of the divine while you are scanning, all your systems were restored, 100%. If you want to see the rest of the diagrams of this case, this is how energy looked like. I will share. This sharing issue here is, all right, good. Can you see the diagram? Guys, this is the energy, this is the chakras, this is the stress level is 2, energy in the middle, balance up to 95, 99%. And organ energy is in almost all in green, I would say. I can open for you to see. Are you following online? You see, is anything out the green area? It's all in green area. You should be like this. Fingers looks like you see exactly, and energy reserve. When you put the energy, the health state in it, you have a reserve. The orange is the health state, the red is the energy reserve. There is reserve surrounding. So you don't have any handicaps to come to that level. It is not a cylinder, it is not with filter, it is possible.
Orange is the energy reserve.
Orange was the energy reserve, exactly. No, you look to the, this is the health state, and you go to the energy reserve and putting inside it the health. So you see, comparing to health, how much energy reserve you have. The red is the reserve. So it means organs working with orange and having reserve up to red. Can you understand this? Clear online? Clear offline? Okay. So then we come back to see one more facility. Yeah, I would like to go through the manual fastly. If you have any questions concerning the manual, you can download from the website of Bio-Well, the manual of the system. And when we go through the manual, we will be touching some points concerning the diagrams, just as premier or first informations about the diagrams. Are you okay with this online? Because maybe you didn't have the time to study the manual yet. Offline, okay? Good. You have all the laptop, hopefully, open still where I can see you, and you have internet. That's why I can see you. So you can edit something on the top of that, which is entering the Bio-Well site. If you don't know it, www.bio/well.eu. Just I hope you have tried to enter this website before. So you will be following me by opening the website and then opening the operation manual.
So in the US, I can't access the EU site.
Again? I didn't catch that you said.
In the US, we cannot access the EU site. At least I can't.
You cannot personally. So anyone else online cannot? So Marti, can you please write then the website rating so they can check that they're writing the right letters. www.biowell.eu. Between the word bio and well there is, sorry? Yes, sure. Yes, this should be 24 pages. No, we first to go to the main. Yes, if you came to the right website. If you cannot reach it, we do something else. I will be open it in my computer, share screen with you, and then
I can get it. It's just a different website. I'm going to put it in the
no
chat.
problem. There is EU and there is COM. I mean, at the end of the day, we talk about the same. So I will be sharing screen with you to be able to see what I'm seeing. And here, can you see it now, guys? Is the website is, you can see it. Online, you can see the website with me? Yes. All right, when you go to resources, and open the resource, you see the blue blocks here. There is different possibilities. We want to go to the Bio-Well, not book, but the Bio-Well manual. Operation manual. There is step-by-step guides, and I go to see the manual. You see the index, it's 24 pages, right? We go through these different facilities or options in this system until you digest the food. All right? Here, if you have tried this before, it's where you make your account and log in to go into the measuring possibility. Work offline. Any questions about work offline? In work offline, you will be pressing the black triangle, the black box here, work offline, and you will have five fingers, make the measurement, and it will be saved until you are online. When you are online, the next time you are online, there is on the left side something called upload. This is what you have saved while you were offline. If you pressed upload, the last measurements, which was without sending to the server, without analysis, because you were not online, it will have the chance that you send it to be analyzed and you get the diagrams then when you are there. So you can make measurements without internet, but you have to wait until you are online to send it to the server to get the result, to get the diagrams. Clear so far? Okay, good. So here we have the dashboard when you are in the system. There is so many points horizontally and vertically. If we take these points, can you see the cursor of my laptop? Can you see it? Yeah? Okay, that's great. Here you have where I'm pointing the plus signal, which is editing any name you have, any case you have. And then you have, after the editing, you have here, first, this X is to add it if you have a new client. You have to make a card, open a card for a new client. When you press this button, there is a square will appear where you put the details. You have to take care putting male, female, date of birth, at least the year, because this will be put in consideration when the system analyzing the characteristics of a baby or a child, not like an adult. A man different than a woman, and so on. And then you have the possibility to delete. I will be better going to the Bio-Well itself, showing you, maybe it is more clear here. So if I will press this button, added, I put the name, male or female, date of birth, and when you put the name, you ask your client if you want to put his name, first name, full name, or just initial, like a number. If Mr. Hans Müller prefers to be anonymous, so you will put like 535, but you have to have a book where you write secretly that 335 is Hans Müller, because after 1 year you will not remember anything. Okay? Okay, but for sure, if you want to be anonymous, you don't put his picture here. It's clear. Okay, okay, you will have his name on that side. Okay, you can see here there is one column, the first one to the left, the second one to the left, the third one to the left. All right? If you looked to the first one on the left, database, the first name up there, when you press it, which I press it now, it has just one place for each client. All these names are just the main entrance for this. If you pressed anyone, you get in this column with colors, if you want, the different measurements you have done. If you pressed another one here, you get another, and so on. But it's all when you are in database. So beside this database, we know now about the editing, about the editing for a new client, about the editing. If you want to change some details of one of the clients, changing his date of birth. If you discover later that you put a female instead of male for someone who's male, you can change all this, so no problem. Then you can edit everything if you don't like this client anymore. Or you can make a label. A label, it's like adding a color to, for example, all the males having one color, all females having one color. And then we jump here to what we call filter. If you pressed filter, you can make, like I made here, or started at least, red color for without filter before treatment, blue without filter after treatment, black without filter after exercise, and so on. Without filter yellow, with filter green. If you have the time and if you like to do this, you can do it. If you did it, continue doing it, so you can, when you want to compare between different cases or between different measurements of a same case, you can reach this easier with these labels, colors, and the filter. Because this filter is giving you the facility to choose, for example, only with filter after treatment. If I press this one, look, it's giving me all the blue, light blue ones in the beginning here somehow for this option. But I have to go back to all, not to be looking just for a part. Continue on the top, compare. You can compare, hopefully we can try this once again. This is different measurements. If I want to compare the last two ones, I am here on the upper one, I press compare, a number coming to the compare facility on the left side. I want to compare it with the one before. I press on the one before and I order compare. Then you have two different measurements in compare. Are you following online? Okay, if there is any issues, just please tell me. Offline, also clear? And then I press, because I wish to have a comparison. So I press compare, and then I have still, after I press this, the option to clear all, or means to cancel my wish, or to confirm it by pressing compare. Compare, then I have the diagrams, and in each diagram there is the two measurements. You see here, one right and one left. This one from one measurement, this one from the other one. And so on. Chakras. You can press here. Just a second. You see on the side, this is one measurement and this is the other measurement. I can see them together. By the way, by the chakra, you can see them beside each other. You know where? Anyone have tried this? Where to see the chakras together? Yes? Tell me, I know you know it. Energy field, or here. It is here. Chakras. You see? Together. Left side comparing, front side, right side comparing, or chakras comparing. Or if you went to chakras, you can see them one by one in this case. But you still see in the background, the one you are not focusing in, just in empty circles. Can you see this empty circles? I'm looking now, concentrating on the one in blue or purple, violet, and the one in the back side here is the orange. Now I swap. It's okay? It's very, very easy, very, very clear software. Analysis, orange and the violet color. These are the two measurements. You can see a little bit slight different here. The second measurement was increasing, the energy was increasing. And you can see here also if there is differences. Health state, the same story. The one before and the last one. Here, energy reserve. You can see here energy reserve extended much more. Look, the orange and the blue, much more. Yeah. Finger, in finger you have here, these fingers is starting with the right thumb for this orange measurement. And then you have here the other one. It means if you are by orange, you have the 10 fingers, one after the other. All right? If you go to the other color, one finger under the other. If you want to compare, and you should be comparing the same thumb, the same hand of the two measurements. So orange, thumb, right thumb, blue, right thumb. Right 4, blue, right 4. So you can see improvement or disimprovement. So far, clear? To make scan what?
Is it possible to rename scan from the default name the software creates? I think the software creates a name if there is a change the name.
The name of the client on the card.
Both apps, so you can have the both line.
Yes, let me come back to him. Yes, Bob, if you may speak, yes.
Sure. When you do a new scan, it creates a name. It's like the date. It's automatically generated. Is there a way to override that and give it your own?
Which case you mean when you create a card, a registration card?
No. So for a particular client, you see all of the scans that were run for that client. They have a name. That's like the date. So 2016.
I'm coming back to this area so you can explain to me easier.
The third column.
The third column, which are the scans.
Yeah, and they're all dated, when a date and a time.
Yes.
Is it possible to? Can you rename that to something else?
Rename or rechange the date. In the third column, there is no names. There is dates and timing. You see?
Okay.
2016, 14th of September 2016 at 10 o'clock, 39 minutes. You cannot change anything here.
Okay, so I couldn't put, for example, without filter in the name of the file. It has to be a tag. All right.
You change, you want what you want to change. There is an icon in the beginning of the line saying this is a full scan. You see the icon here?
Yes.
This is making it easier to know what kind of scan. It was full scan, but you still need to write down notes in the bottom area here, where you can write notes and not forget to save them. Because sometimes you write something, you forgot to save them, you don't find them anymore. The notes here are important because they are reminding you, telling you what are the conditions of these measurements, plus the details you have here of the icon and the dates and so on, and the name of the client. You can add it in this square here, in this space, any kind of details you want to do. As many as detailed is better, because you cannot change anything here. You can change by changing the card, by making editing for the card. You can change the name or the sex, if it's male or female, and this what on the card you can edit. And by editing on the card, it will edit the name here by this column, the second column. If you will go to the recent, you will have the measurements you have done from old to new. I mean, in the top there is the newest. No, here is when the recent, you will be checking the measurements you have done lately. The most recent one on the top, and so on, and so on, and so on. Okay. The facilities of this dashboard is making everything easy. And I would prefer that you exercise in the next few days, as free as you are, to play with these facilities, to get used to them, and to come with some questions by the next extra session after the course. You just make notes if anything appears and we explain it, just to be covering everything here and after. Okay. So we have here in this manual also information about the different modes. I'm back to the database. Remember, if you are by recent, you will not see the different scan modes on the top. You have to come by database. And you see on the top, full scan, after scan, stress test, and so on and so on. Can you see this? Here, where my cursor is. Okay.
There is a explanation. There is a search and long dimension. When we work with the stress test, we don't need filter.
With the stress test?
We don't need filter.
No, we don't put filter. When you, the question was from online, when we make just the stress test, which is just one finger. The one finger test or the stress test is a fast visual explanation about your state from the side of the psychology and the physiology, in the term of just measuring one finger and seeing through this one finger test. I mean this stress test, I mean with one finger only from each hand. And we do, by the way, the ring finger, because it has the endocrine system, and the ring finger to make it more accurate. You can make any finger theoretically, but we always prefer the one related to the hormone system. Yes? And when you want to see any of the stress tests, I can show you something that I'm gonna go to a filter, and I go to stress test here, and I have here 3 stress tests, if you can see with me, full screen. Here there is, in the stress test, this is what you get. It's just this diagram. It is even just with 3 parameters, not 4, because in the full scan test, there is 2 for symmetry, right and left, and organs, 1 for energy, one for emotions, which is the stress itself. It is reduced to B3 by the stress test, like you see. They use this for the athletics, for people doing sports before they go for training. There is no time for 10-finger scan. They check the stress test, energy reserve, and the balance between right and left to adjust their training program due to this very, very fast test. So it is useful for such a purpose. But I can tell you one small idea, if you like to try it. If you have a praxis and you have some customers would like to book with you the measurement, the full scan, but they are not sure, should I not? They want to see a sample. You can use a stress test as a sample to show them a little bit from the possibility. And if they like the idea and you explain what's all about and they see how it looks like, then they might be motivated to check their health state through a full scan test. This is just a small idea for your marketing.
There's another question from Monique.
Yes?
What is meant to be measured with after scan?
Okay. This after scan is the scan where you will be most of the time not using. The after scan meant when you do it that you can make then you get a comparison between specific two diagrams, which are the chakra diagram and energy field. It was an extra facility for people who want to make more simple comparison, because you have seen when you make a full scan, you have 10 diagrams. If you put two different full scans to be compared, you have comparison between the 10 diagrams here and 10 diagrams there. If you want to compare just between two measurements in the two diagrams of energy field and chakras, then you can use this after scan mode. Practically, I don't use it, but this is what is made for.
There is another question.
Yes?
From Roselle, she
Yes.
says or asks, we can use stress test to see the effect of some nutritional components in supplements. I think if we can see, or if we can use stress test to see the effect of some
Treatment.
nutritional complement or supplement.
You will be able to see as far the diagrams are involved in this stress test. The diagrams you get is just this diagram, and you should be able to see a difference between if you made a test after someone, for example, have eaten or holding specific oil type or eating some specific nutrition, and you can see possible difference between how his energy level and how his stress level will be as a response to this, whatever you have given him. If you want to see something fast, but if you want to see something detailed, you make the 10-finger scans. If you have the time to invest in more detailed comparison between and after any kind of treatment, so the stress test is not the most detailed. Is it okay for Rose? Ask her. Okay, one finger test. I hope you still remember for what we have used the one finger test. Who can help me? One finger test. Is there any recommendation, any comment? The online are invited to talk also.
For the manual calibration.
Yes, yes. The Swiss flag is.
Now it's a Dutch South African flag.
What kind of flag? Dutch?
The flag is Dutch South African, but no. Yeah.
Ah, cool. So we have more nationalities here. All right, that's good. That means you were very, very concentrating. Okay, environment and meditation. The name of the scan is telling exactly the function, but for the meditation or environment, you need extra accessories. You need whether the water electrode or the Sputnik devices, which are extra devices I don't have in my program to explain about them much. Maybe in the break I can answer extra questions. All right. So, questions, ladies and gentlemen? No questions. All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said the stress test, you can use it if you need to see something quick, like if someone has been using certain vitamins or anything like that, to see how it would change. What about how long do you have to wait after someone has taken anything which you want to see the effect of, compared to when you eat, you wait for 2 hours? But in this case,
types of stress. The long-term stress.
Yes, I don't mean that one.
Yeah, the short-term stress, something just happened 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Right? Then you let him enjoy this stress, and then you you measure him with the stress test.
Okay, 10, 15 minutes.
The 15 minutes will maybe let him calm down. It is to keep the effect of imminent momentum stress.
Yes.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Because remember with me, when we want to check for the long-term stress, if there is, not the short-term to be interfering, we let the client waiting 15 minutes, we ask him questions, and in 15 minutes, we suppose that he is already isolated. He forgot about the traffic jam, which was causing him momentum stress. So if you will be waiting 15 minutes, you will not catch the imminent momentum you are wishing to catch. You should be fast. Some people, but these are maybe exceptions, they never forget anything. If someone insulted them 3 years ago, he's still stressed until today. But these people normally don't live beyond 50. So you will not find a lot of them.
I'm 50, so I'm good.
Maximum, yes. They are killing themselves.
There is a question in the chat again from Bob. Wouldn't you use the biotech to measure stress over a period of time while holding and consuming different senses if there is a stress response?
Using something to keep the stress or to check the improvement that he get calmer. What he means for this? Bob, you hear? Yes, I hear you.
I know there's another device that goes with the Bio-Well called BioClip, and isn't that doing more like real time? You can watch it minute by minute over time. Your stress.
The BioClip, Bob, is. I can show you my BioClip. Can you see this? You put it in your left hand because it's a bit closer to you from your heart, right? Yes. And you keep the titanium cylinder insert in the camera, the one you're using for calibration. But you don't use the cable of the calibration. Yes? Just to let you not forget about all these different possibilities. When you calibrate, when you use the BioClip, when you use the water electrode, you see this? I'm full of devices, yeah? When you use the Sputnik, which I don't have here, these are 4 possibilities. Sputnik, yes, we see here the Sputnik, the water electrode, the BioClip, or the calibration. How many things I counted now? 4, right? When you use these 4, you are not planning to put any fingers in the camera. So there is no finger insert. There is only the titanium insert, right? Keep the titanium insert inside, and I will make it in a way that you will never forget it. You want to make any of these four things, always have the titanium insert alone in the camera. If you blend one of these four, which is calibration, use the cable of the calibration. You don't want to calibrate, you want to use the bioclip, through this cable away and use the insert, the cable or the jack of the bioclip. Okay, so you will not mess up. If you want not to make bioclip test, you will use the water electrode. Water electrode is in the water, and this end is also in the titanium cylinder. If you want to use a Sputnik, throw this away and get the Sputnik, put the cable of the Sputnik in the insert of the cylinder. So the titanium cylinder is common part of all these four things. What you change is what you put in. The back side of the camera is only for the cable of the calibration, because it's a cable with two ends. When you put one in the cylinder, you will ask yourself where I put the second end. But the other three devices, water electrode, bioclip, and Sputnik, the other end of the cable is in the device itself. You will never mess with these things, right? So when you use this, put it in the knob of the cylinder, and you will start environment. You will use the environment mode of scanning. And then you will have a dynamic measurement. But if you don't have the bioclip, you can still make a kind of dynamic measurement without the bioclip. You know how? I will tell you how. If you go to the one finger scan, taking one of your fingers, making 10, 20, 30, 25 pictures, scans, one after the other, the sequence of the pictures, it's like a dynamic scan. Because each 15 seconds or 10 seconds, you have a different picture. It's as if you have the changing of the finger and what is representing of your energy state in a dynamic, almost a dynamic mode. All right? You have different options. Any questions? I think you started to digest more and more.
I have a question.
Yes?
Whenever I use...
So, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me, Hesham?
Yes?
Whenever I try to use BioClip, I feel that current and I don't feel comfortable. Is it normal?
You don't feel comfort? How exactly?
I feel that light current from the BioClip and I don't feel comfortable.
I will tell you, this is a small indication that you might be electrohypersensitive. So congratulations, I know you. You have not to be near from any electricity. Have you checked any electrohypersensitivity in your body before?
Not
What do you feel when you, I will tell you something to check your sensitivity. You have an electricity panel in your flat. You know where it is? It's normally beside the entrance.
I'm not aware about it. Sorry.
Now, in each apartment, there is the main source for electricity. You know, this is like a board.
Yes.
Where all the buttons, where you can switch off all the electricity from your apartment. You know where it is?
Yes, I know.
By the entrance. If you can check where it is, go to that. There is a main button which you press it up and all electricity is shut down.
Yes, I have seen that.
Do it in the daytime not to feel like not comfort, everything is dark. And when you do it, compare your feelings with the no electricity at home and when electricity completely on. And I am sure you will feel a difference. You can try today and tell me tomorrow.
Sure, I will. Thank you.
Yeah, because then when we switch on and off the whole apartment electricity, a quantity of changing of electromagnetic field, it will attract your senses and your sensitivity to respond on this. Maybe you don't feel big difference if you switch on and off one lamp, toilet, kitchen, or whatever, but make it intensively, on and off.
Got it. Yes, I will try to then check
how you will feel, because this would lead us to the cause why you feel uncomfort with the BioClip. But remind me tomorrow to tell you and the others some small tricks about how to escape from electromagnetic field.
Okay, I will do.
Just for your own health. Any questions? I thought you maybe have much more. I'm not tired yet. Just try to make me tired, but you will not succeed. All right, guys. When we look to... Okay, someone is motivated. What is the question?
They want to make them tired.
Try it. I'm 49 years old. Nobody managed yet.
Do some push-ups.
How many? As I was younger, I trained because my father was teasing me, you cannot do 5, 4. And I was training and training and training because we had a lot of fun actually. And I trained for months, but secretly, I didn't show him. And he started to ask me, are you doing some sport? Because I start to see something. No, I'm just eating good and stuff. And imagine I invited him for a competition and he was boxing. But I could make 170 without stop in 13 minutes. And I get a very nice present from him after this because I couldn't hide it anymore. And 170 was my maximum in the age of 14 or something like this, 14, 15. So I think you will need to wait time until you stress me. You have time? Okay. I was having a colleague in the same seminar as I was studying level 1. She was beside me and we used to make this exercise with and without filter and after the exercise, right? And the balance I had was 97% before exercise. And she was trying all the time to tease me. She said, you have to do the exercise now. I said, okay, 30-40 is okay for you. I did 30-40, I don't remember. And I came back and she said, you don't look tired. Please go and make again. I said, really? Are you sure? Okay, I will do, I'll make it again. She is not convinced yet. I made another 30-40 and I came back. I said, are you happy now? She said, I will test what she was making. And then she was testing after the exercise, the balance rise from 97 to 99.5. And she said, I give up. Anyway, it is not difficult. It's a matter of exercise. There is no heroic work behind it. Just being patient and trying this whenever you have time. So nobody can tease you. All right, guys. Now, if you would like to know something, it was for me always interesting to check this biorhythm diagram. Have you seen this biorhythm diagram before? Bottom there. I will show you this. This is one of the diagrams which we don't use too much, but just to show you, I go to one of the scans. So you have to open. By the way, when you are in this screen, whether you press full scan or you can press this small cursor on the side, you get the rest of them, which is not appear when it's not full scan. And go to biorhythm. We'll make anyway full scan to see it better. So for the guy in this measurement, the guy to belong this measurement, you can see here 3 different lines, 3 different characteristics. One of them is physical, one is emotional, one is mental. The people made this study saying that these cycles are very natural, but according to the date, which is always the date of today, of when you are checking it, and the other date is the date of the one to whom this diagram belongs. If you are in 2 out of the 3 down, you should not make strategic decisions, or driving far or making something could be not easy for you, because 2 of 3 of your 3 possibilities are not on high level. If 2 are high, 1 is low, is okay. But just if you would like to put this in consideration, but this could lead you to a kind of thinking that you will be suspecting. I am now in these days in 2 of the 3 low, so you'll start to complicate your life. If you have control over your reactions, then look to the biorhythm. If you are someone who will be strongly affected by such news, like it's not your day, then you will be making your day even worse. And I will leave this up to you. I give you the warning and I give you the information. I'm not responsible anymore. All right?
There is a question from Mel. Are you able to show example of biorhythm chart?
She cannot show.
If you can show an example of biorhythm chart.
No, we can. If you would look here to the same, you see this one? I'm showing you, right? You can see on the same months, poor and rich. Follow me. This X are the dates. One is the 1st of this month, the 2nd of this month. Look to the 7th. You see the 7th?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I thought you were talking about it never reached a high level. If
you have this connection, now you can repeat, please.
Yes, I misunderstood you before. I understand now.
You got it now. It is one biorhythm. Whenever you of someone, you see the whole month. This month where we are now, March 2017. This is the months you are looking. But by the way, you can look back and you can look forward. If you pressed March, you can choose coming months. You see? If I will check in August 2017, it should be giving, but the internet is a bit weak, but you can see forward and back. I could see, look to March, maybe last year. You see, this is March last year. But let us stick to our months in this year. Look, this one should be physically a little bit tired on the 7th of March. And 14, 15, 16, 17 of March, emotionally and intellectually, he is weak. So it's not the time he is making the best achievement. And so on. This is poor, 15, 16. This is middle, 17. And high would be then end of last month, which is not appearing. All right? Almost the 3 are going up. So more about this, you don't need to know for the moment. All right. Now, I would like to come with you to the diagrams, like analysis here. I'll put it in full screen. You can see a little bit better. So, about the, God bless you, about the first one, emotional pressure. In the emotional pressure, as less as it is, it's better. Optimum is here, here is more and more, it is not good indication unless you are athletic and you just was running the half an hour before, so you have more action. So here I remind you with what we call relative approach, which means if someone having high pressure by value of 6 while he is watching TV, normal romantic film, then it's not good. If an athletic just doing some sport is by 1, 1.5, so it's strange because it's also related to what you are doing at that moment. But if you are making the measurement anyway, after 15 minutes of the stress was before, so we're looking to the long-term stress, so the relative approach, it's not the point here. We're talking about collective stress. And generally here, by the first diagram, less stress is better. By calm, people might be in meditation, praying, very quiet people, or very non-interested people in anything. And non-interested here could be a signal of sickness. Not each one by 2 should deceive you, let you think that he is healthy, because people with depression, they don't have high stress. They are low stress, 1.5 to 2.2, something like this. But how I can know if this 2 because he is quiet and calm and happy, or because he is depressed? How can I know this? A magical question in the questionnaire in the beginning. Can you remind me or remind yourself telling me about the last 1 or 2 situations where you felt very happy? You are not a psychologist. It is just a question to not to be deceived by this diagram if it's too low and you think it's okay, he's not stressed. If he failed to tell you one single happy moment in his life while you are asking, so he is really passing through depressions. Because in depression, you don't see that you had any nice moment in your life. Yes?
How about energy level? So if a person has low
this I will
pressure and low energy, then there's a possibility of depression, right?
Low energy and low. The low energy is malfunction. Okay, we have a question here from Yen, which is if you have low stress level and also low energy level, is it indication for stress, for depression? Is it indication for depression? People having depression, they may have low level of energy beside the low level of pressure. And they may have high level of energy too, because of the following. In the first 3-4 months of depression, if you were happy before, you will be still in the malfunction state. Your organs are tired, so the energy is low. If you kept on being depressed, hurting yourself physiologically through being depressed psychologically, the tired organs, what will happen to them? They will fall into sickness. Sickness will be fighted by the body. Fighting will increase the energy. So in late phases of depression, because you have made yourself not only tired but sick, the energy may increase. And that's why, in generally, we say that by the energy diagram, now we are coming slowly to the interpretation, by the way, yeah? The low energy is not good, but worse than low energy is high energy. Because high energy, it means the body is on a battlefield. High energy, it means your immune system started to fight back. High energy, it means that you are in physiological malfunction, not still only malfunction in the work of the organs. Physiological malfunction means sickness, but just malfunction, tiredness in the organs and the functions the system doing. Always remember, you will make yourself tired and you make yourself after this sick. Energy decreasing, then energy in the fight, when it's dangerous, increasing. You know something? A few days before people die, this is the last fight. People stay sick. And sometimes, most of the time they are sick, but they don't even have energy to invest, to increase their energy to fight because they are old people. But somehow in the last 3 days before they die, the body is making his best, trying to survive. And you will see the chakras so big, and the energy is increasing very high, although he is exhausted, because he is exhausted and sick. But this is the last try. And some people were measured having such high level. High here means, you see the number 80 and 90 and stuff like this in this area. Very, very high energy. And they feel very good, very active. And then they die. There is a circulation of actions of the body due to what you are experiencing. And I hope you will catch it with me step by step.
Hashem?
Yes?
Is this what is often seen by cancer patients just before they pass away? They have a last good phase where they really feel well and everyone hopes they will
By
be
cancer
healthy?
patients and non-cancer patients.
Because they have this phase before they pass away, they really feel well and look like they're getting better, and then just after that high phase, then often
Yes.
they pass by.
This feeling better, it's an illusion. It is not health extra came from somewhere. It is energy it is there used to try to survive, the survival instinct.
I still had another question which I wrote. In case of an elite athlete,
Yes.
the emotional pressure, what level to see if someone is, the subjective and the objective idea of perceived activity, or in what range would you want an elite athlete to push, to watch level, to make him give the most? Like maybe someone is thinking he's giving like 80-90% and he's 65-70 because he's talented but not
On
used.
what diagram? On energy?
Yes.
On energy?
No, emotional pressure.
Emotional pressure is here, the first one up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The first one up, we want to keep it by 2.5.
But I mean, okay, but
the athlete will have a momentum stress in the exercise, in the competition.
Mm-hmm.
It may arise to 3.5, but they should, if they're psychologically balanced, to come back to 2.5. The relative approach is connected with the relative situation now.
Mm-hmm.
Relative approach, it's not a permanent state.
No, okay, I got that.
You understand what I mean?
Yes, I got that. But the question was, like, I had experience with a talented athlete, and he just was so talented, so he never had to like push that much because it was talented. And then he wanted to get to his next level, and he was very easily tired out because he wasn't used to really give so much. It wasn't like a hard workout. So if I would want to measure after the training or after training to see if he's pushed enough, or if he still has a reserve to push, would you then want to see him go higher on the emotional pressure scale? Or can't you use it like that?
Yes, but before training, after training, what was his range? Between what and what? I don't know.
I didn't do the scan on him. It's just like a question. If I would have this kind of example.
But you have also two kinds of people, phlegmatic and choleric. If he's an athlete and sportive and active, but he's character-wise a quiet person, so you need to do more to push him to the limits.
Mm-hmm.
Because psychologically he is not a furious guy, he is not temperamentful guy. He's doing exercise, he's following the rules, but he is pragmatic, he's not choleric, he is genetically, psychologically, environmentally, he is calm. Like the football player Denis from Argentina, if you have seen him before. I can send you the picture. He's running 90 minutes of the football match and he's like he's sitting on a cafe. So this related to the character, manners, the guy. Some people watching TV, but they are choleric. If something coming which is not disturbing normally, they will feel like, oh, what's happening? And start to insulting everything. It's not the situation, it's also the character. Is it clear so far?
Yes, and if I may ask another question, could you use this to detect athletes who are training hard and tough to see if they are getting into burned out or in overtraining?
I will tell you something. Stress, emotional stress, it is not the point that we increase their emotional stress to get from them the best achievement. The best achievement that they reach what you want them to reach and stay by 2.5 if possible, if increased a little bit fine, but they should keep themselves emotionally relaxed because what they are doing is physical efforts, not psychological efforts.
Yes.
Separate between the achievement. You don't want to tease them. You want them to come to the edge physiologically, physically. It doesn't need, and I'm not recommending to look for increasing the emotional stress, that they come with physical achievement a little bit higher. The magic here in training is to make them happy, relaxed, active. Active doesn't mean stressed. Active means interested to give the maximum physical qualities they have within a range of psychological stability and inner peace.
Exactly. So I could detect an athlete, which it would be a way to scan an athlete who is emotionally unstable, and which maybe it would be a way to pick him out.
As stable as he is, as easier you get more physically from him, because if he is not stable, your physiological limits with him is limited because you cannot let him tell himself.
Okay.
You got the point?
Yes.
The quieter people, the more balanced people, offering you less risk by pushing them to the edge. If he's coming from his home, he still didn't do anything, and he's by 4 between anxiety and stress. What is left for you to get from him physically? Because if you push him to do more physical work, he will most probably be more stressed and he come to a dangerous area.
Exactly, that's what I meant. I can pick them out if someone would be possibly at risk. This would be a way to pick it up.
The maximum physical possibility is to be expected from the people who are with the minimum stress.
Yeah, okay, no, I got you. Okay.
Because from the other side, these highly stressed people all the time, they are already physically damaged. At least partly damaged. If they are physically damaging themselves through the high level of stress while they are just eating nuts. So imagine if they put them in a competition and you want them to run 100 meters in 12 seconds, 10 seconds. What is left from their psychological ability to face the challenge? They are already challenging anything worse and not worse. They need psychological treatment first.
I understand. I'm just thinking I could use this, if I understand well, as a way to measure if someone has regenerated enough for the next training. So if someone is in a high intensity training phase, to see if someone has generated enough, like had enough sleep or whatever, or other issues which I'm not, maybe don't know about, then I could pick that up like this. Because not all athletes, or male athletes, they talk. So this would be another way. Okay, thank you.
But my own analyzation for this, or analogy, or understanding for this, as cooler and quieter the person is, with average physical ability, you can get more out of him. Because you are not putting him in risk. For sure, if you have two people, one is 3 times physically fit than other one, and he is a little bit higher in stress level, then you can do something. But this within a range. You can have a good mix between both. Okay, any questions?
So technically, you can use this as a diagnostic tool. You want to select athletes. You're on the same topic, right? You want
Yes,
to select
you can.
You can give. Maybe you're choosing 2 from out of 6. You can actually put them through this.
There is a question here if you can use this Bio-Well to select between candidates of activity. I say yes, but through a successive measurements, not only one measurement. Because only one measurement will not be accurate enough to differentiate between possibilities and efficiencies. Maybe, and also even through different days. Otherwise, one is maybe very good, but he has bad luck today, something happens. So then he will lose the job. All right. Gives him more chances. Balance, as more balance as better. This very logic. Hopefully you accept this. Good. So I want you, we will stop with the part of the manual here by this area of this diagram, because then it is time to enjoy some games. Would you like? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. And then because we have time to 5 and we respect time, then we will be tomorrow making a little bit further in the theory and in the diagrams and analysis, and making other measurements too. So, because I want to leave you today after you have enjoyed a real measurement. Yeah? Okay. We do this now. And how we're gonna do it? Because we have part of our group online, part offline. So the part online, because you are by yourself, yes? Some of you has a filter and some not yet. So let us start to make the measurement without filter so everyone can share. If you don't have someone at home who can press for you the button for scan, by the way, whether with the cursor to the green button up there, the scan, or you can press the space button of your laptop if it's easier. It also will lead to scan. So I want you now to start the colleagues online to make a full scan of your body. And our colleagues in the class they will be scanning each other like we did by the cheat and exploit exercise. So we need to come closer from the skills of scanning and measuring and looking what is inside. All right. 3, 2, 1. Any questions?
Maybe it's better to stop sharing.
Guys, so you maybe see me now. You will be measuring yourself. Food is digested. And before you start to be hungry again, we make without filter measurement. All right? And I'm here around, ask question orally, write down. Martina will help me to come back to you. Enjoy the session. Maria?
Yeah, I would like to review this the Bio-Well for today, so the Bio, so that you can try to will it work?
No,
No?
I would need to be
Oh, you don't want to go to the No. I don't mean to demonstrate today. I mean tomorrow.
If I don't have time, I'm not going to run it. But we can try.
Briefly, just. But there's nothing actually to do from time. We just don't teach people. We can just show them, but don't
Sure.
just spend a lot of
Because I
time.
can't. Because look, on the
If you want
show,
to try
you
to
have
show.
questions.
Yeah.
Questions I cannot say I don't have questions. Showing, because you see, I didn't want to answer.
Yes. Do you want to try this anyway?
I will try them in our free time together. Tomorrow, maybe.
Do you want to take them in the evening just to your hotel to try something?
Tomorrow evening, possibly. Maybe you have time to be with me for half an hour.
Not during the course. Are you want?
After the course, we can try.
Okay, so you today or tomorrow? Oh, so you don't want to demonstrate them during
Because
the course?
anyway, I don't have time to demonstrate. I can just show them.
But there's a Twitch, for example, probably 6 months. Okay, we can try tomorrow.
Yes.
Don't you want to just try it in case there are any questions?
The point where I have time to answer the question.
Yes, for sure. So it's not
Because they are.
Okay, you will have this extra session actually later online, as you said. So you can do it later. So let's try it tomorrow. Yes.
This anyway. I could be done working from here, so you can keep this because
Yeah. I will mute your computer so I can raise this voice.
Hello, everybody online. No problem. So maybe some of you already finished the without filter scan, right? Who finished the without filter scan?
Yes, but all my readings are coming with the red.
Without filter scan? Grissimo?
Yeah,
you finished it? Without filter. All right? Who from you has a filter? Who has a filter? Who has a filter?
I don't have a filter, but I have not finished yet.
I don't have. You don't have filter. Grissimo don't have filter. Grissimo, you hear me? Something with your line. The rest are hearing me online.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. The one hears me, can you raise your hand fastly if you hear me? Miguel, hear me? Grissimo, hear me? Okay. This means okay. Grissimo.
Okay, but no finished yet. I have not finished yet.
He doesn't have filter.
Ah, okay, good. So, anyone of you already has filter, make a second exercise with the filter. And the one don't have filter, make a second without filter again. To have more skills, exercise, and to compare later. So you are not doing nothing. So make a second exercise. If you don't have filter, make a second one without filter also. Gilberto?
Yes. All my readings are coming with the red mark on the bottom right.
You mean red mark, it means something wrong with the picture.
Yes, but I cannot get it fixed. I tried many times.
I will tell you something. I will finish distributing these exercises for the rest, and I will let you share your picture with me, and we think together what could be the reason. So for all other friends, make your second measurement. For everyone has a filter, use the filter. Make the second measurement with the filter. The one don't have filter, make a second one again without filter. And we see if you recognize any differences between two measurements between 10 minutes or 15 minutes now. So now we have Gilberto. I would like you to share the screen.
There was this good point. Oh, there is another. No.
I will share my Mac because I'm with another computer.
Whatever you prefer, no problem. Someone was writing something.
Yes, a lot of comments.
Can you keep this?
Yeah.
You can keep all this because
it's saving also.
Saving,
yeah.
I mean.
And for those someone, if you want to partner up and share.
This is the third reading. So it keeps coming.
No problem. It's here. Okay, Gilberto, I see now. I see.
He's got to speak something.
Oh.
Where is he?
Where is Gilbert? He is here.
Yeah.
Can fix his picture without.
Yeah, it's now.
Even if I'm talking still.
Yeah, you here and
right. Okay, Gilberto, you are full on air. You are on air now. And Oprah Winfrey is arriving in 5 minutes. Are you ready for Oprah? So you can show me then your scans, your fingers.
Well, I have my. Did you see the first one?
I saw, but was very fast. Can you share from the Mac to the Zoom? Okay, I can see this like this. Okay, look, Gilberto. Number 2 has light. That's why it's red, light. You have to open the pen. You see there is a pen on the top of the picture, top right. You see this pen?
Yes.
And you open this picture, you will see black and white. And you erase this light without touching the main glow. And then save. Then you will look back to this Photoshop colors. You will see this light is away and the red will turn to be green. Shall I make one for you in front of you to see, and on the others? How to erase light? Or you know it?
Okay.
Hello guys. It was Gilberto trying to show us something.
I'm fixing it.
No problem. You know how the sequence to fix. The first red is turned to be green now. The first picture is corrected. Okay, very good. There is other questions arised.
How to erase the light? I would like to learn how to erase light. Okay.
Okay, good. I want to use my laptop, my system.
In front of here?
In front of all online.
Yes, you can do
and
it.
And then from here?
Yes.
Because I need to see a measurement on my laptop.
Okay.
Measurement of my finger.
Yes, yes.
So then for the online tests, I can show it to you easier. Yes, sure. So tell them that I'm coming in minutes. No, because I need to make a measurement. My time. Yes.
Ani ne, jenomže tady na tom počítači budeme ukazovat, jak se vymazává světlo z prsu ke skenu. Nevím, jak on chce, aby to oni viděli. Takže nemusím na svůj. Aha, ale tam by to muselo být velký. Bychom museli udělat jenom, aby to všichni viděli, nejenom na jednu čtverečku. Ale aby to bylo velký čtverec, aby všichni to mohli ten picture screen. No záleží, že když to bude na mém, tak já dám share screen a bude to vidět i pro nahrávající. Ale nevím, jestli
when you are wishing to make a scan, he understands you should put this in the main door. The main door, right? That's why it's here. If you look in the door, opening already existing scan, you go to this is your storeroom. So go to work something new, go to that.
Okay, there's a problem here, like, we didn't put my names.
That's why in recent, because this is your store, means for him, you don't need to make a new scan. You want to see the whole scan. That's why there is no full scan, there is no modes, there is no scan mode. This is already done.
So we want to change this 001 to my name. We can't edit it.
If you want to change, you change by the source, not by the experiment. By the experiment already done. You are here or here. This is what you change. No, it's possible. Here, this recent label accent. It means you have to be here. Where is this person? Recent. It's here recent was this name. Okay, but why is not in database with its name 001 should be in database? No, was it false? Let us open the card. Look here, you cannot open a card. You cannot make edits. This is edit. From this card, you can change. So it must be here. Come here. Why is not doing everything in recent? Everyone has everyone must be presented. As no source in the database. Why, but in database, you can put number and it should not be only.
The scan is done. Where is it indicated?
That's because we have to edit it. Guys online? Guys online, can you hear me? Okay, we have 2 times the same question about how we erase the light from the picture. So I will be demonstrating this through that I will scan my fingers, yeah, and I will make it to be fast. I will make it with the 1 finger mode, just to show you fastly how you come to erase light, yeah. I want to show them.
On nezdílí plochu, on chce vidět video, on nechce na screen. On nechce screen, on chce vidět, aby ukázal. No tak on to
You need to see the screen now. Take your time. So guys, do you see the screen I have now, which is the one finger scan mode? Do you see it? So I want you to check with them if they can see me. If they can, this can one scan. You see it? You hear me? I mean, they could see the. So guys, do you see me scanning? Because I want to put extra light, I will be making a picture without the knob. Need some lights, but not so much lights. So it is not with so much light, but anyway, I'll try without the finger. So can you press on the space in this computer? Ah, okay. There is light. So we ask them now if they can see. Hello guys, online. Can you see my screen? You can unmute your microphone if you want to respond and answer.
Yes.
You can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Teresimos, can you see my screen? Okay. Who was asking, writing this question, asking, I want to see how to delete, to erase the light. Who was asking?
Jim.
Yeah,
Jim.
I asked Maria.
Okay, Jim, stay with us to see how we erase. Who was asking still to other people?
There was someone else. But... Oh, Maria.
Maria, you want to see how we erase lights? So I would like to have you all, if you're listening to me, it's very simple. You see now on the screen the two pictures, one with green mark and one with red. You see it? See this one? Can you see this?
Yes.
Where the cursor? You see this light here?
Yes.
This light caused the picture to be refused. And you see here the red mark?
Yes.
Okay, do you see this pen here up? This pen. You need first to click on this pen. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Black and white. And then you move this circle to come to this light. Okay? And you press the left button of your mouse. You see? It is erasing. Erasing. Okay? But you don't come close from the light, the glow, the normal glow. Okay?
Okay.
And then you leave the left button, you leave the left button of the mouse. Because if you continue pressing the left button and moving this circle, as long as you're pressing the left button of the mouse and having this circle, it will erase and erase and erase. It will stop erasing when the left button of the mouse is not pressed anymore. So the circle will be moving without erasing. All right? I want to erase more. I move the circle and press the left button of the mouse. Look. I stop erase, I leave the left button. Okay? So while I have finished erasing what I want to erase, I go with the circle to save and close. You see it? Save and close. And press on it. And until now, you don't press any more the left button of the mouse. You left it completely. Your left hand is free. You are working now with one hand only. Pressing on save and close. You see what's happened? Magic.
Perfect.
The light is erased. The alignment is perfect. The picture is accepted. All right?
Good, thank you.
Again, I don't have a light, but I will show you just. Press this. This will keep, but you don't see it. The trace of the erasing is here. I can erase a little bit, but this is no light. It's just to show you. Leave the mouse. Press save. It's clean. I want to show you something. Look at, again with me, for the mistake. Open, and if I make this mistake, look, I'm pressing on the left to erase, 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 but I make a mistake now. You know what I'm making? You see what I'm doing?
Uh-oh.
This is wrong. Now, when I will be saving with this, look how it looks like.
Oh, no.
With this finger, you cannot do anything. You have to make a new one. Okay? This is how the correct way, how the wrong way. Okay. I hope this answers the question.
Yes, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions yet, guys? If you make without filter, I want you now to exercise with filter. But in the coming 10 minutes, possible. Guys, who never tried with the filter, now round measuring is it. So you will be excited to see the comparison.
Sunday, next weekend. Okay, we'll do it. But we'll also ask her. We'll try to find a time which will be good.
Weekend is most convenient for most, but don't give them so much unlimited choices because you will be turning. Satisfy everyone.
Maybe we'll set one.
Set one, and that's it.
They have time to adjust their own schedules.
Yeah, can use this like feature. Is it polyethylene same thickness? No. Because I cannot compare them. This is for the fabric. If you need filters, I think it will be. Under microscope to see the thickness. Just to be accurate.
Anyone here don't have filters? Okay, we don't have one.
Because I'm straight. Okay.
He will be sending, you know, that
But this is the updated program. The last one was not. How does he label this as?
second one is this one. First, you have to write down this is write down this result. Without filter, You know why you don't see it? Because the green is actually
Because we have done here on the plate. If anyone takes $14 and 100 pieces, which is 13 now. 13 euros. 13 euros. 13 euros or $14. Okay, sorry, I said you asked now.
Last question, Martina. Because I'm coming to close. You guys, you hear okay? Is that all right? I will do this is here between the right side and the left side of the whole body. This is collected from each organ separately, right and left. You have here.
Oh, yes, right and left of each organ, and this one, the right and left part.
This is the balance, because with the symmetry between the right and the left of the body and eye, the balance will come as a result of this for the organs will increase.
Interesting.
They show it in a complicated way. They should be combining this in one. That's why in the stress test there's only one.
Yeah, there's only one. This one is right.
And then here,
Because they can't do it to the stress level because they can't analyze each organ, right?
you just have one finger.
Yes, one finger. So
The finger is hormones. We have just normally the left one, the ring one, which is hormones. So I would like to talk to everybody here. So our colleagues online. Okay, guys online, if you may hear me. Okay, good. Starting from the next measurements, when you do with filter, without filter, after exercise, any measurements, you will add it one very small point. One very small point. Now you have the capacity to have this one more. The first finger of the 10 fingers, which is a thumb of the right hand. You start to be used to do it 2 times. 2 times. It will lead to more accuracy. The first time will be erasing any left extra charge on the electrode, and the second one will be counted. Everything the same you do, but remember just to add one small point, which is making in totally 11 shots. The first one repeated 2 times. Is it easy? It's easy for you to remember. Okay? Now we take everything gradual. Any questions online? Some of you made 2 times without filter, some made 1 without filter, 1 with filter. The one made without and with, you saw some differences. The with filter looks more homogeneous, more healthy, right? Who agreeing on this?
Yeah.
Okay. The target is to let you be able to make later on the without and the with filter with the minimum differences. I would like you to reach the health state that you without filter as healthy like with filter. And maybe later we reach the level that you will be like this guy, 26 places balanced. You would like to come to that stage. All right, very good. Tomorrow we meet at 10, same time in the morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. And tomorrow we will continue measuring and some theoretical part, and again measuring and then interpreting and everything. All right? Hope you are happy with the day today.
Yeah, thank you.
I enjoyed it myself, and I hope you are enjoying your time so far in our course.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, online, offline. And I will be saying goodbye for today. And I will give the microphone to Dr. Avdev, who will be starting an interesting seminar where he will explain nice, beautiful, interesting informations. And I will let you
enjoy with him the next part of the evening. Thank you very much. Just one small suggestion. They will check some small points, and if you like to take just like 5 minutes break to drink something, because then you will not make for the next 2 hours any measurements. And I mean, then you can try to enjoy some snacks and coffee and everything. You are now released.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, offline and online, please keep your cameras because we will do some exercises and we can also measure your energy before and after the exercises with the translator. Yes, we have already measured yourself before, so after the exercises you can measure yourself after. Yeah, didn't they tell you? Maybe try.
Microphone хороший? Yeah. Are the same exercise we made on the first day?
Oh, we didn't
in open doors.
Oh, we actually didn't do any exercises yet. We just gave you to hold some cards. No, Будем спрашивать, у вас хороший микрофон?
I will make a space with him.
Хорошо, тогда мы конкретно его сейчас построим, чтобы всем слышно. Лучше не надо, я уже пробовала это разговаривать.
Нет, ну там будет.
No problem, I will help you with this. I can check. Do this.
Давайте спрашивать. Ну, то есть, да, активное упражнение, не просто поддержать. Вот переходник.
Только спроси.
А я Yes, the potential pacientów, którzy miały tylko na hearing. We will be walking around the room. With translating Ваш компьютер, да, у него компьютер подключен. Вы застряли, да, совсем?
I slept less yesterday, late.
Yeah. I understand. Actually, I thought I would be in a different
I know I
condition.
had
Yes.
leg, knees and elbow.
Я хочу микрофон ставить. Окей, хорошо.
Tomorrow is also long day. Remember to inform about starting at 6.
Шам говорит, что завтра будет до 6, потому что
I have a lot of
не
things
успела рассказать то, что планировала сказать.
So, good luck.
Люди, если не получат, значит, тоже других знаний, которые они могли бы получить.
Я не знаю, я включила микрофон, но не знаю, получилось ли. Как? А у вас звук включен?
Микрофон. Понятно. То есть оно только через Zoom? Я думаю, тут все включено. Hello, online guys, can you hear me? Please raise your hands if you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, great. That's great. No, not yet. I'm not speaking yet. I'm just an interpreter. So. Yes. Strange. Так, зарегистрований. Дати. А у вас тоже? Нет, да, наверное. Также, а можно, чтобы нас обоих было слышно? Через этот, наверное,